Welcome back. My name's Sam, and I'm going to take you through a 20-minute core workout. We're going to finish with 40 push-ups, and in between the push-ups and the core, we have shoulder mobility to get ready for the push-ups. But for the push-ups, we're not going to push up all the way to the ground. I'm going to use a yoga block, but if you have a shoe box or a couple books, just something that's a couple inches off the ground so we don't have to go all the way to the ground. And that's what we're going to do our push-ups to. This is a pretty shoulder intensive workout, so if your shoulders tend to feel unstable, either be very careful with some of these movements or just kind of skip this one. But we're going to warm up really well before we get into any shoulder stuff. So if you're ready, let's start with core. Our first move is a runner's V-sit. So we'll sit with the knees bent, and then we're going to lift our ankles off the ground until they're either just in line with your knees or just above. And from here, we're going to pump our arms like we're running. We have this for 20 seconds. For these last 10 seconds, if you want to extend your legs all the way straight and continue pumping, see what that feels like, go for it. We have 3, 2, 1, rest. Our next movement is a side plank forearm hold with stacked feet. So we'll just press into our forearm and then come up and hold this 20 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, drop that down. We'll switch sides. Get ready, and we'll come up. Hold 3, 2, 1, done. Our next move is flutter kicks facing down. So we want to try to initiate this movement from the hips rather than kicking down at just your knees. If this feels uncomfortable and just doesn't quite feel like it's what it's supposed to be, we'll just do a still hold with the feet and we'll swing the arms around up to the front and then back down to the sides. But if not, we'll do flutter kicks and we'll do this for 20 seconds. So let's get ready and go ahead. We'll rest in 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Grab some water real quick. If you don't need any, we'll get right on to it. So let's get ready for the runner's V-sit. In 3, 2, 1, take off. Three, 2, 1, into the side plank hold. Let's get ready. Let's lift. And lower it down. Let's get ready to raise on the other side. And we're up in 3, 2, 1. In 3, 2, 1, rest. Let's get ready for flutter kicks facing down. Again, let's initiate this movement from the hips rather than the knees and move with a lot of control and at the speed that you need. Let's go 20 seconds.
Suéltame para siempre, no mires atrás. Las cosas cambiaron, la situación cabrón. Suéltame para siempre, no mires atrás. Las cosas cambiaron, la situación cabrón.
In 3, 2, 1, rest. Grab some water, take a moment as we get ready for the last round of core. We'll be back here in another 8 seconds. Let's get set up for runner's V-sit. We'll go ahead. Let's do 20 seconds.
I know.
In 3, 2, 1, we have side plank coming up next. We'll go ahead in 3, 2, 1, 20 seconds. Let's drop it down and get ready to press up on the other side. Going in 3, 2, 1. In 3, 2, 1. We have flutter kicks facing down coming up next. Initiate from the hips. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Go for it. In 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice job. We have 2 rounds of shoulder mobility coming up next. Grab some water and I'll see you back here. We have 4 mobility patterns here. We're going to do 2 rounds, starting with the shoulder cars. So let's get set up on both knees kneeling, and we'll start this movement together. This will probably be easiest if you mirror me. So we'll start on both knees with a palm by our side facing out, facing the front. Keeping the elbows straight. We're going to raise the palm to the sky until we get our arm all the way next to our ear. So the hand will be facing behind you. Once you're as high as you can go with your arm next to your ear, you're going to rotate your hand around until it's as far rotated around with your elbows stiff as you can go. So let's rotate the hand to the outside. Check to see that you've rotated as far as you can go safely in your shoulder joint. Once you're there, we're going to continue pushing that arm down all the way around until you finish with your hand facing outside. And then we circle all the way back around, tracing the same pattern. For the most part, you might rotate inward a little lower on the way back, but we're going to finish with a palm facing front, and we'll repeat that full speed now. So palm facing front, rotate backwards at the top, and then finish hand out, and then we'll come back to the front. And we'll do that again. We have 4 more times. Rotate out, finish around, hand is outside. We bring back, finish front. Push up, hand to the sky, rotate, finish palm outside, rotate it all the way back. Palm to the sky, rotate out, finish hand outside, rotate it back. And we'll switch sides and do the same thing. So start palm facing front, bring it up, rotate all the way around, finish with the hand outside, and we bring it back to the front. 4 more times. Finish hand outside, rotate back to the front, up to the sky, back to the front. Check your elbow that it's as straight as it can be and create some tension in your arm, and see if you can really open up your shoulder range of motion. Finishing here at the front. Done. Our next pattern is a crab hold. So we're going to start sitting down with the knees bent, and we're going to put our hands on the ground behind us with our fingers pointing backwards. From this position, I'm going to make a small change in the position of my shoulders so that I open my chest up. So I'm going to try to pull my shoulder blades down and together in the back so that my chest and sternum is facing upward, kind of tall, and there's some tension in my triceps. So from my hands up through my shoulders, there's tension so I can support myself while my chest is oriented upward. If you feel a deep stretch doing this pattern, get very familiar with what it feels like to create tension in this pattern, because we're going to lift our butts off the ground, but we can't do this if we don't have tension in our upper bodies and you feel pain in your shoulders. So there should be no pain. You should feel a deep, nice stretch through your chest. If you feel pain doing this, back off from the movement until you don't feel pain anymore, and just hold a position that feels pain-free and keep your hips on the ground. If you don't feel pain and your tension feels safe and you want to lift off, this first version I'm going to show is a half lift. So I'm only going to lift my hips halfway off the ground, and then I'll show you a full lift. So let's start with a half crab lift if you're ready to lift off. So hips will come halfway all the way up, just halfway. And then we have the option of doing a full lift where we bring the hips all the way up, keeping tension in the shoulders the whole time. So the shoulders don't relax, the chest doesn't stop being open for this. We maintain that for all 8 seconds. So choose which position you want to be at, and we'll go ahead, either stay seated or lift up for 8 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. And we'll raise back up. I'll show a full one this time. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice job. Up next, we have the scapula press. So in a plank position, I'll pull my shoulder blades together in the back and then press them back forward. At the same time, I'm trying to keep my hips up so my core stays straight, and I'm trying to keep my elbows straight. So I'm not bending at my elbows. I'm not doing a push-up. This is my scapula only, pulling back and pushing back forward. Let's do 8 total. So we'll start in a plank, and I'll drop down into my scapula, and then we'll press up for 1, drop down again, up for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice job. Our last move here before one more round, we have a tricep stretch. So just pull one tricep up. We'll hold that. Close your rib cage as you do this, so the ribs won't be flared out, but we'll try to pull them in and then pull on the elbow at the same time for a really deep stretch. Switch in 3, 2, 1. Done in 3, 2, 1. One more time from the top, we have shoulder cars, so we'll get ready on both knees and start with a palm facing forward. And we'll lift that up all the way to the top, rotate out, and finish with the hand rotated outside. We'll bring it back to the front, palm facing forward, lift up again, rotate out, finish palm out to the side and bring it back. 2 more, palm up to the sky, rotate out, finish hand outside, bring it back to the front. Last one on this side, palm up, rotate, finish out to the side and bring it back. Let's get ready to do the other side. So palm up, rotate out, finish down by the side, bring it back to the front, palm up to the sky, number 2. Finishing down by the side, bringing it back to the front. Rotate out. That's 3. Rotate out. Side. Last one. Rotate out, finish all the way, hand outside. Bringing back a lot of tension in the shoulder and rest. Choose your crab hold position and get ready. We'll lift up in 3, 2, 1. We got 8-second hold. Three, 2, 1, rest. We're back up in 3, 2, 1. 8-second hold. In 3, 2, 1, rest. Let's get ready for a scapula press. We have 8 total. Starting in the plank position, let's pull back and press. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice job. Going right into the tricep stretch. We got 15 seconds on each side. Two, 1. We'll switch sides. 15-second hold. In 3, 2, 1, we'll rest and move on to our last set of moves. So we have 40 push-ups, but we're going to break them up into sets of 8. And in between each set, do quad stretches. For these push-ups, let's see if we can do them from the toes. But if you have a yoga block, use that, or a shoe box, just something you can put under your chest. We're only gonna lower to that box level and back up. So that's how we're gonna access these push-ups if we can't get all the way to the ground. Just raise the level and we'll go all the way to that level each time. So we'll start with 8 push-ups. The first 8 are usually the crunchiest, so just move carefully, move safely, and then they should warm up, be pretty warm after that. So let's go ahead, 8 push-ups. If your block's set up, just head on into the plank and we'll go ahead and lower down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This next one, we're gonna sit our butt down, hands back behind, and very gently press your hips forward for 8 seconds here. And after 8 seconds, we're moving right back into push-ups. We got 8 push-ups here. I'm raising my level. This is gonna make it a little easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll sit back down. Really tuck your hips underneath you before you squeeze your glutes. And you're not bringing them up very far, just enough to feel a stretch. It should feel pretty good. Then we're lower back down. Get ready for set number 3 of push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back into the quad stretch. first tuck your hips underneath you, then squeeze your glutes. It's like you're tucking your pelvis forward. The bottom of your pelvis, scooping it forward. And back to push-ups. We got 8. Ready? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a little slower here. 6, 7. Push it out. 8. Nice job. Back to the quad stretch. Scoop your hips underneath and get a gentle squeeze. This is one of my favorite stretches. And we're getting ready for the last set of push-ups. Let's bring it back to the plank. Set it up and we'll press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice job. Last quad stretch and we'll be wrapping it up. Thanks so much for doing this push-up and core workout with me. Once again, I'm Sam and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you.